The Breakfast Club, bitch.
All right, Charlamagne, please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Well, donkey of the day for Friday, June 20th goes to Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. Now, you know I was in Kansas all week, but I was still keeping up with current events. And this back and forth right here tickled me because I love when the right calls out the right and the left calls out the left. That is how it should be in politics, okay? The only party folks should want to be a part of is the party of truth and no BS. And it takes the red calling out the red and the blue calling out the blue in order for that to happen. Well, Tucker Carlson did just that because he had an interview with Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz came into the Tucker Carlson show demanding regime change in Iran. But he doesn't seem to know anything about Iran. When Tucker asked him about Iran's population and ethnic makeup, Ted knew nothing. Let's listen.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
What
predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not
okay.
even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
Listen, I'm not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary, nor am I the strongest Avenger, but if you're calling for global intervention, maybe, just maybe, first learn how many people and which people you're talking about, okay? Tucker Carlson was absolutely correct to call this out, all right? I want you left-leaning media personalities to take a page out of Tucker Carlson's, book, all right? Now, there was a time when Tucker Carlson would ride conservative penis until the balls fall off. But at some point, you have to pick up those balls that fell off and put them on yourself. It is okay for liberal media personalities to criticize liberal elected officials. We need it, okay? And it's okay for right media personalities to criticize right elected officials. We need it, okay? People need to be pushed on the nonsense and the BS that they are allowing to happen in this world. Now, I want to play another part of this clip. Now, when it comes to Israel and the Iran conflict, the National Security Council says the U.S. is not conducting strikes. American support is mostly defensive, refueling jets, supplying intel, helping intercept counterstrikes, not sending bombs into Iran. Well, Ted Cruz says otherwise. Let's listen.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the one who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
Israel.
High
stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay. I don't understand how Senator Ted Cruz, can be this careless. Okay, Iran's supreme leader warned, and I quote, any military involvement by the Americans would cause irreparable damage to them. Trump's press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, said Trump will make Iran decisions within the next 2 weeks, given chance of negotiation. She said there have been 6 rounds of direct and indirect negotiations with Iran. Well, what if Iran hears Ted Cruz saying, we're bombing Iran, and he hears Tucker Carlson put him in a crippler crossface, and they say, F that, we not waiting 2 weeks. Boom! Terrorists attacking America. I don't know. I just feel like certain conversations shouldn't be happening on social media. Certain conversations shouldn't be happening on podcasts. Certain conversations shouldn't be happening on digital talk shows. You ever heard the phrase, loose lips sink ships? That phrase was created for people like Ted Cruz. Do your Googles, ask ChatGPT, however you fact check nowadays. Look up the phrase, loose lips sink ships. It originated during World War II as a propaganda slogan, specifically used on posters and other materials by the United States Office of War Information. Okay, it was a warning to avoid careless talk so you don't reveal sensitive information, even seemingly minor details. Okay, because those seemingly minor details could be overheard by enemy spies and undermine, your war effort. The phrase was created by the War Advertising Council, but I wouldn't expect Ted Cruz to know that because he doesn't seem to know much much of anything. Ted, if you're going to talk tough and claim military action, at least know a little something about the country you want to topple, and at least know what country's bombs you're talking about when you're talking about who's dropping said bombs. Please give Ted Cruz the biggest hee-haw. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy. That was a very dangerous thing that he said.
Very. Very. Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.